What do I do while I wait? Don't really do anything while I wait, to be honest. Pretty much just chill, look at the charts. That's about it. The biggest thing, in my opinion, like to do like while you're waiting for a move to happen is just watch like how a candle's moving, see how things are working out on different time frames. For example, I had this setup, kind of like this, and I was actually going to take a buy right here when this candle closed, but I didn't like that this resistance was right here, and I didn't really like what was forming here on 30-minute. But now that I think back on it, I think that would have made sense, simply for the fact that like this candle was stronger than this candle. So obviously the bullish formation on this candle was stronger than the bearish formation here. So it would have made sense for a wick to be created and at the break of the high to continue up. Number one, it's clean range on 30-minute, but on 50-minute we have this resistance right here that we could anticipate to break just with New York open, but wasn't really confident in it, to be honest. So I decided not to execute on that, just because kind of thought it was a dumbass trade. I don't really like the trade on 15-minute time frame or based on 15-minute time frame. And so with that said, this would be a counter trend movement here, which would be okay in my opinion. A counter trend movement would be okay if there was a resistance formed, which there was, like I said, on 15-minute, but don't like to rely on 15-minute and would just like to see that on 30-minute. So what I'm hoping here is that we'll see a bearish close on 30-minute to show a resistance, and once we see that, we can take sells to continue down to the support zone, which if we see a bearish close around here, we're still dealing with a pretty good range here, but just not sure if that's going to play out. So we'll see. This is where you just have to stay patient and honestly just accept the fact that like there might not be a move present. For the time that I trade 6:30 to 9:30. So far there hasn't been a move printed that I felt confident in. I watched price fall, I watched this happen, and now we're doing a little retrace. But as you can see here, I'm waiting for a resistance to form. Once formed, I'm going to be looking for either the resistance to break and continue up, or the resistance to stay respected and retest the support down here. So those are kind of the two things I'm looking for right now. Jake, if you're still there, I'm going to see if I should be able to open up a chat here in Telegram. You can hop in, we can jam. Oh. Jake, what's up, man?
What's good, Mike? How's
I'm
it
going
going,
to
bro?
class. I'll be back.
Alright, sounds good. Jake, what's up, man?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, I can. Yep. Oh, I think we're here on your YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can share screen. I'm gonna. Oh, I think we're here on your YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can share screen. I'm gonna. I think we're here on your YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can share screen.
Oh, yeah, it's doubling up on the sound.
Yeah, I think it's because of maybe your YouTube there.
Yeah, I've paused it to see if it stops echoing. So I don't know if I can. You can share your screen through Telegram, but I can.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, sweet. I'll just watch through here.
Perfect. Awesome. Let me see if I can. But yeah, you already caught a trade today.
Yeah, I took the same short that Raja did on gold, but wasn't as successful because this price was moving a little slow and kept coming back up to my entry, so I closed some of my position and then just let a small position run, so it ended in a really small profit compared to the rest of the move. And
Oh,
I
okay.
closed all of it when it got towards resistance, but I guess it was profitable marginally, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I haven't been looking at gold this week. I took some trades on it last week. Early on in the week, they were pretty solid. Like they were good moves. But then look, I put a note here. That's funny as shit. You don't trade this pair. um, but yeah, I just like took some dumbass losses like towards the end of the week, and excuse me. But pretty much like they like the losses that I took on gold, like there were setups that I missed on GJ because I was looking at gold for other opportunities, you know. So I was like, all right, you know,
Yeah,
I need to stick with what I'm comfortable with. And that was like I think like I've only really ever traded it like last week and the week before, so it was kind of like new to me anyways. But
yeah. I did do a short actually on GJ this morning. Um, just I don't know if you can see probably where that really small bullish candle is, followed by there, just there. So I went after price just broke that low of that bearish candle, and then that was just before they had an announcement in the morning around tax cuts, and then it just skyrocketed. But at that point, I was already managing the risk anyway because it wasn't going playing ball, so I didn't lose too much.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, this 158 level, I think I pulled this off of a while back.
Really?
So
How'd you go? Because sometimes I didn't get the trade history when you go back to the lower time frames on TradingView. Do you have to click the replay button to?
no, I just pulled that by scrolling back. Um we'll see if I can grab it again. See where it is. But yeah, no, I just pulled it this morning like as price was falling. You know, I was like I wonder where it can potentially fall to. And there's actually like quite a bit of like consolidation zones and ranges and shit back here. So I wouldn't be surprised honestly if GJ does just start consolidating. Yeah, here it is. So I had quite a few levels marked up here, but then I went ahead and deleted them. But just you know, if I were to mark them up again, we can see how it looks here in the future. Yeah, so currently, it even makes sense for this to like be a weak bearish candle and then break up, because we have like this pass level right here. But yeah, that's where I
Yeah.
pulled that 158 from. So, maybe if you were able to get that, you might have not even taken that sell right there because of this. However, that is like I see this formation a lot, where it's big bearish candle, weak bullish, and then a bearish candle again, and then at the break of the low, like it will continue. So I don't think you're wrong for taking that trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I had a resistance or support just above those two candles when I went in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So me, the big bearish candle there broke support, then closed underneath it, creating a sort of a semi-resistance, and then I thought actually it looks good for a sell, but it's all good.
Yeah, you win
I think
some, you lose some.
yeah, I think if maybe they hadn't have come out with that announcement, it might have continued bearish, but what can you do?
Yeah, that's true. You're probably right about that, to be honest. Yeah, usually that's what will happen. What I noticed in the past is news is really the only thing that's gonna break market structure. Or the trend, I should say. Market structure is always broken, but the trend is usually the only thing that's gonna push through on news.
Did you trade FOMC?
No, I haven't traded FOMC. I haven't traded any news events, so this week at least. So on FO or FOMC, I think I'd already had a profitable trade that day. I think actually, so I was taking buys on GJ. Um, Let me see if I can even find it. So what was this? This was like a couple of days ago, right?
Yeah, Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, so what was that? That was today's the 23rd. So it was like the 21st.
Yeah, I think that's it there.
This one right here.
Drop in after.
Yeah, I think I was in buys right here. Or actually no, what I did was, oh no, this is it's earlier than this. Oh no, because FOMC is like 2 p.m. No, I wasn't trading that. That's when that
Oh, okay.
that's when this happened right here, I think.
Yeah, for me that's 7 p.m. So it's a late one.
Yeah, I wasn't trading that. Um just because it's like outside of New York session, that's why I didn't trade it. But there was yesterday there was rates, I think. Why does this like look all weird to me? Oh yeah. So yesterday was when I was in the buys before the news. So yeah, I took buys on the break of the high here of this bearish candle,
Right.
anticipating news to like push up and correct this move here. And so I got lucky because it like did this nice little push. I was able to secure 10 pips. Then it rejected, took me out at even, and then at entry for break even on my runner, and then it just took a massive shit here. So I got lucky there.
Yeah, yeah. When it gets to 10 pips, that's what I do. Secure some profit and then let the rest run set to break even. Um, which is I don't know about you, but a lot of the time my runner gets stopped out at break even, so it's quite rare that it will run. But it's better than
Yeah,
doing so.
yeah. I would say probably for me, like honestly, 90% of the time, I'm getting stopped out at entry. So yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. But yeah, this should be interesting to see what happens on this hourly close. If the 15-minute forms bullish, then we can expect like price to continue up. But if it closes bearish, leaving a bearish 30 minute, I think I'll look for sells to come down. But I'm not too sure that that's going to happen here. If it forms bullish, I'm not sure that I want to take buys. Because there's no... I like the confirmations on the 30 minute. I don't really like the trust in the 15 minute.
Yeah, I've noticed 15-minute tends to kind of break its own lows and highs, and then kind of doesn't give you much confirmation of what's going to happen next.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like if this setup was printing on the 30 minute, I would honestly take buys like as soon as this high was broken, and look to fill the rest of this range. But since it's printing on the 15 minute, I'd rather wait. And it's coming up to the 9 a.m. candle. That's like 4-hour candles closing. So a lot of things are happening right now. Hours forming strong bullish still. Where are you located at? You said you're in the UK?
Yeah, just you probably wouldn't have heard of it, but it's just north of London, like a small place called Milton Keynes.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, I've been to the UK a couple of times.
Okay. Well, just for visiting or?
Yeah, just for vacation. My mom goes over there quite a bit for work. She's actually over there right now for work. But one time I tagged along on one of her trips.
Nice. What do you think?
It's cool. I mean, it's different. Like I'm definitely like a beach bum, Where I live right now, like I live on a little island, so we're on the ocean.
That's cool.
Here, I'll pull it up.
Like Outer Banks.
Yeah, it is. It's actually it's similar. It's a little area. Yeah, here we go. It's called Tybee Island. Yeah, so this is the island. Not very big at all. It's pretty small.
Yeah, okay.
Like this road right here is like 3 miles. It's like half a mile wide.
Oh wow. Yeah, really small.
Yeah.
Does it have a beach?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and so yeah, like Charleston, South Carolina, Hilton Head. It's a big golf PGA championship in Hilton Head there. But yeah, so right here in the armpit of the US, that's what we always say. Yeah, it's a cool place though.
Yeah, I love that. I love the beach vibes.
Yeah, it's nice for sure. Surfing, I used to do some kite surfing. Just bought a boat, so pretty
Nice.
pretty excited for start using that. Yeah, so this right here, like even with this tail, create a nice like wick, liquidity grab. Like this would make sense to take sells. Like if this was printed on 30 minute, that would be beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. Just resistance, broken the low.
Yep.
But
Yeah, so I mean, if we can get a close here, I think it might be a little risky because this 30 minute is strong bullish and this would be a weak bearish candle, but I think if we can get a close with a decent wick, it creates like a top wick, goes down to break the low and continue down. I think that will push through. That's what I'm gonna bet on for today at least.
yeah, we've not got too long. Only 5-6 minutes left until 30-minute candle closure. So
Yeah.
as long as it doesn't retrace too much already. I think that's what I struggle with sometimes when the candle moves too much when it's sort of breaking support or creating resistance, I then not panic, but you know when you've pretty much missed the move at that point. If it's gone too much, then you have to wait for it to retrace. But I always sometimes hold this little glimmer of hope in my head that it will keep going when the next candle forms, but because it's already moved so much already, you maybe sometimes missed it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, and that's like kind of what I was thinking this morning too. I was just like, man, shit, like these candles are are huge, you know. I was like looking at the chart. I was like, what the hell, man? This 30-minute candle is like 80 pips and it doesn't even look like a huge candle, you know?
Yeah,
Like they're all big. Like even this, you know, if it closes the way it is, entry at the break of the low, you know, we're looking at like 22, 24 pips stop loss, you know, like that's pretty large.
yeah. Do you ever set your stop loss in the 15 minute?
I try to trust the 30-minute candle because like you said earlier, you know, the 15-minute candle, like a lot of times I've noticed like it'll break its own highs and lows. Um
Yeah,
and so I've gotten trapped in some like in some stop losses because of that, like where I've taken, you know, like just for an example, like, you know, if this candle broke the high, you know, set my stop loss below the previous 15-minute candle. I've had situations where it came down and like would have hit that but then continued up, and it was like based on the 30-minute continuing, you know. um
yeah,
so I always try and put my trust in, like a lot of times that'll happen to me on runners because like I'll trail like the runner based on like the previous 15-minute low or high. And you know, a lot of times I'll see that happen where like my runner will get stopped out because I'll try and move like my stop loss and profit as much as possible. So if I can't trail the, like say for example I'm in buys, if I can't trail the low of the previous 30-minute low, then I'll trail the low of the previous 15-minute low. So that way, you know, like I can continue to move stop loss and profit. But I've had it before, like come out, hit that stop loss, and then go, you know, run 50 pips or something, you know, and I'm like, shit. But
I think that's what happened to me on the gold sale this morning.
mhm.
I was trailing, and then with gold, you know, it's quite volatile, so it kind of just came up a little bit, stopped me out, and then
Yeah.
I'd break even from the runner, but then you look at the move it made down, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is a prime example right here. This candle right here. You know, it broke the previous 15-minute high and it broke the low. And as you could see, it continued bearish. But what's this? This is 6:15. So it'll be the 6 a.m. 30-minute. Yeah, as you can see, like, you know, there was no chance of it really breaking the previous 30-minute high. But that's kind
Yeah,
of the thing. Like I've noticed like market structure is like definitely a lot stronger on the 30 minutes. So even in this situation, like I think like for this candle right here, depending on whichever direction it breaks, I'll probably try and enter because, and as long as like a tail is created. So like for buys, if it creates a lower wick and then goes up to break the high, you know, we can expect like this range to fill here. And then vice versa with sells, you know, we get the top wick here and then go and break the low, we can expect to fill this, you know. So I've seen like number one, this is like my favorite like pattern to trade or whatever you want to set up, whatever you want to call it, where it's like create a low, come up, create a resistance, go and retest. Like that's always super clean. But I've also seen the flip numerous times where it's like the low is created, a resistance is formed, and then the candle breaks the resistance and just rocket launches, you know. So
yeah. What's the range there from where the candle is now to the bottom of that?
I think we're dealing with like 25, 30 pips. Yeah. But it's like it's doing that push now.
I
Like
know
that stop loss is gonna be big.
this is what's the minimum range that you would work with?
Typically, I mean like out like 15, 20 pips like is definitely like getting a little too small for me, I think. Um but you know, I'm always trying to secure 10 pips. So, you know, if I can secure 10 pips, then, you know, I'm satisfied. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to be looking for, I'm going to get this damn magic keys ready to rock. But I'm going to be looking for a top wick to form here. Whoops. I need to turn that sound off. I don't know how. Yeah, I definitely want to see a top wick form, but yeah, even like where price is right now, it's like 25 pip stop loss or something. So I'm definitely gonna want to take a little bit lower risk here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like small wick, and it looks like it's probably, if it just breaks it immediately, I'm not gonna enter.
So equally, if it breaks the high, you went to buy.
Yeah, well, I don't know now because it's,
Because it's come down so much.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's better to stick with the trend's direction here, which is obviously bearish. Cause yeah, if we look at the, it's gonna be, yeah, it's a pretty large stop loss. That sucks. Yeah, maybe what I'll do is if I take an entry, I'll just do it lower risk. Number one, I mean it's Friday, it could be a trap day. Number two, it's already moved a lot, could range.
Would you ever take dynamic entries for sells here, or would you usually wait until the low's broken?
No, I've never really done that. I usually like to just be like super, like as confident as possible in the trade, So, like if it breaks the low, like right here in this situation, especially with this wick created, like if it breaks the low, I think you should be pretty confident to take sells. But, if you take like for example, like, a quarter% of, or a quarter of like the normal risk that you take like right here as a sell, to me that just seems like a little dangerous, just because it could just continue to push up and break the high.
Have you taken any trades today at all, or was this potentially your first one?
No, I haven't taken any. I was looking at the breakout yesterday of this range up here. I saw this close. This was like Asian. I saw this close and I told myself like this would be a good trade, but like I'm really just trying to stay super disciplined, like as far as my time zones, my pair, that type of stuff. Cause like I went on like a winning streak in August. Like I took like 25 trades. I only had 2 losses. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm fucking crushing it, and I was only trading 6:30 to 9:30. I was only trading GJ, like nothing else. And then September came around, I increased my lot sizes, and then I started like looking at gold, and then I started looking at Asian session, and I was just like, man, like I took a couple dumb losses, and I was just like, man, I need to go back to what I was doing. I was spending more time on the charts. I was just like, it's not worth all this. I did just fine in August. Why try to fix something that's not broken?
Yeah, I've certainly done a little bit of that. This is trading outside. So I'll only usually trade London Open, and pre-London.
Mhm.
So sometimes I get tempted because obviously I'll come onto Raj's stream, and you'll see some really good setups. And I'm like, oh, come on, but it's just trying to. I'm just watching his stream really to learn, and kind of what I'm doing now. So even watching you trade, even that impulse in you is kind of like, I'll take the same trade, take the same trade.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
it's like it's good discipline there to tell yourself not to.
Yeah, for sure.
The amount of times I've taken trades the same as Raja and taken a loss, not maybe. See, even sometimes he'll win that trade and I'll lose it, which is really just maybe where he's sort of managed the risk, or I get a bit nervous in the drawdown. I think now I'm closing this, and that's the other thing as well. I think I need to get a bit better managing my emotions when in drawdown, because I think I do tend to close before the candles even had a chance to close a lot of the time.
Yeah, for sure. No, I've done that quite a few times too. The biggest thing that I like tell myself is instead of closing the full position, close 50%, something like that. Instead of closing, um, or instead of like watching like the dollar amounts, I try and just focus on the pip amounts. Um,
Yeah,
I've noticed like, I have like less connection towards the pip number rather than the dollar number. Um,
yeah.
all right, I just
One
took a
thing
buy there.
nice.
I'm gonna
One
see.
thing that helped me was looking at trading view instead of my MT5
Yep.
and just was watching the candles, so I can't see any amounts or even the pips. Just sort of, I'd mark up the long or short position from the analysis on here and just kind of play it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. Same type of thing. Like I like on my MT5, like you can't even see like the trade itself. Like I have all that stuff hidden. Like the trade and like where I took the entry and then obviously like the stop loss and take profit, like all that stuff is there. But as far as like the dollars, like any of that shit, it's all hidden. So
Yeah, yeah.
all right, I gotta change those settings. Sounds like a lightsaber.
At what point would you close 50% on this buy?
So I'll probably look at it, like I said, just gonna try and trust the 30 minute. So I'm probably like, if it starts to like reject, down here, like no point in being a dumbass, and holding it. But I'm gonna assume that the 15 minutes gonna close above this level. And so as long as that happens, I can be pretty confident that as long as the low is respected, no matter how far it retraces, as long as the low is respected, it's going to continue up.
Makes sense.
But I would definitely like to see a 15-minute close bullish. But I'm just going to like put my trust in candles here. That's one thing I definitely try and do is based on like high and lows broken. But since like the 15-minute is the current 30-minute that I'm trading, I can't look at it and say, okay, cool, if the 15-minute low is broken, then I can close 50%, because it is the 15-minute low. So with that said, like this is when I'll start to look at it, like if it comes below here, maybe, the 158 240, I might close 50%. And then obviously, would get stopped out if it comes all the way down. But that's one thing, like I took like the stop loss size, all of that into consideration with like the lot size. So typically, like I've been trading 2 lots. I just took a 50-cent lot, so a lot less risk than I would usually take.
Is that because it's a Friday, or you're just not as confident with the setup?
Well, I am confident in the setup. That's why I wanted to execute on it, because I've seen this happen numerous times. Like I've seen this where a resistance formed on 30-minute, and then candle high is broken, the lows respected, and then we just have like a massive bullish candle here. It's also 9 a.m. New York Stock Exchange, about to open at 9:30. So there's a lot of things that are telling me like volume should push this up. So that's why I wanted to execute on it. But the reason I took lower lot size was just because of how big the stop loss is. So if I mark this up here, just so we can see what it actually is. So the actual entry was 158,381. So let's see. 381 profit. I have the TP set at 159,905, and then I have stop loss at 158,071. Yeah, so that's a 31 pip stop loss. Like that's way bigger than I usually do, but it's like something that we're just kind of dealing with today, just because of the size of the candles. You really can't
Yeah.
get like small stop loss in this situation. But but yeah, so I mean, like I said, as long as 15-minute closes above this area, even with a bottom wick created on the next 15-minute, I think we can anticipate price to continue.
Sweet.
So it should work out just like I'm anticipating.
Yeah, and you generally get like a bit of retracement in the New York session from London as well. So
Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, one thing I've noticed is typically what happens in the New York session is if London consolidates, then we have a breakout. If London moves, then we have a retest of that move. So basically, like right now, we have a low formed. If a resistance formed, then we have retest of those lows. But in this case, the third situation that always happens too is a low created, a resistance formed to go retest those lows, but instead that resistance is broken and continues north. So that's kind of
yeah,
what we're looking at right here is that third option.
yeah, it's not often you get like a continuation of the move from London in the New York session. I found
Yeah,
either, like it says, either like a retracement or sometimes consolidation.
yeah, that's true too. A lot of times you do, like if you see like a massive move in London, sometimes we do see consolidation in New York session. I've had numerous days where I just sit here for 3 hours and there's never anything present. I'm like, oh shit, that sucks.
I hate those things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the temptation is to force a trade between consolidation zones and levels, and then you think, oh, you're looking at it and nothing really makes sense.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. No, and that's definitely something that I've been like experiencing lately because, as I told you, like I shut down my business, so um like now it's I have some like investments and stuff. I got some e-commerce stuff, like my monthly bills and stuff are taken care of, but I went from a time where I was making a shit ton of money with my business open and stuff, and so I shut that down. And like throughout all of that I was always trading, but I was never connected to the money because I knew for a fact I didn't need it. And so now, like, now that I shut down that business, I'm like, oh, like trading is my business, so I need to make money every single day. But I'm like, no, Mike, that's not the case. Like, you make money if there's an opportunity to make money, but if there's not, then it is what it is. It's the same thing as far as the business. But um, yeah, it's interesting. It's been like a different change in psychology for me because for like I've been trading for a while, like 6 years or so, and this is the first time where I'm kind of forced to, sit on the pressure of like this needs to work type of thing.
Yeah, it's a different mindset, isn't it? When you're trading because you need money, and then you're trading because you're trying to make money without needing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Still doesn't make it. Even when you don't need it and you lose, it still sucks.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
But
You're a
I
little
suppose
you're a little bit less connected to it though emotionally.
100%, yeah. Because you think, well, my day job or your business or what will bring in more money the next month or towards the end of the month, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's more the being wrong than if anything, isn't it? That hurts, like the ego.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, for sure. Yeah, so I'm gonna watch this 15-minute close. If it closes below that line, then probably close 50%. Um, see what this looks like here. Yeah, I still feel like I want to trust these candles. Especially if we're starting to make a bottom wick right here on this 15-minute. Can expect it to go fill and continue up. But it could just be a range that it's forming too, and that's the other thing I'm thinking about. That's pushing down on me hard.
It means looks like the 30-minute candle, big rejection, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then
but it broke the high. It broke the high pretty nice. Like that was.
Yeah, it started to move. I thought that candle was just gonna go.
Yeah, me too. And this could just be one of those Friday, trap day move type of things. You never know.
Maybe all the volume from New York Open and London Open, maybe it's just gonna print sideways. But I hope for your sake it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is this is kind of what I would like to see is like a wick formed here and then just continue to push up, That's why I feel like I want to trust that level right there.
The 15-minute over that resistance, I think that'd be good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna trust it. If it hits the stop loss, it hits it. I've reduced risk like crazy just by taking a 0.5, instead of a 2 lot. So not too worried about it.
Have you reduced more risk because it closed underneath, or have you left your full position in?
No, I just left it.
Yeah, I suppose you're already, like you said, you're reduced, aren't you, initially off the bat? So
yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I think it should push, and if it doesn't, what the hell? But yeah, it does look like some rejection here. Which this is showing, it could be the wick for it to continue down. The 1 hour, rejection. Yeah, we'll see how this 15-minute moves. Yeah, let's see.
Slow, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like it's starting to die out. It's gonna like start ranging or something. Or we're gonna get a big ass push out of nowhere in one direction. Could be a huge push to the downside or a huge push to the upside.
We'll close the trade and then
Yeah, legit.
Notion journal template you shared was I mentioned earlier, but working really well. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Yeah, I've been using it for a while. I tried some other things like the Trixie Trading Journal and stuff like that. The Trixie Trading Journal was pretty nice. Obviously, you had to pay for it, but
Yeah.
but the only thing that I didn't like about it was like, I'd have to like redraw my charts, um, like redraw the chart from TradingView onto Trixie Trade. Like it didn't
You
like,
couldn't take a picture
yeah.
and trade import.
Yeah, cause like the cool thing about like Trixie was that it had like that interactive, view, so you could see like your trade and you could flop through time, different time frames, stuff like that. So it was cool like that way, but like I didn't like that like I had to recreate everything I created on GJ, or I mean on TradingView.
Yeah, it's like double analysis, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't look good. This looks like I'm just gonna close this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, so it's like doing like the opposite. It's doing
Yeah, you did well to close that actually, because that would have hit your stop loss.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
So now, it probably looks good. I wouldn't take it now, but maybe a sell almost with that rejection, broken the low of the previous 30-minute. Could retest that low.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like that's the thing, like typically you don't see this on the 30 minute where it does that, where it breaks the high and goes and breaks the low. Like you don't really see it that much. So
Maybe one or the other.
yeah, I'm surprised that it did that. But I mean I guess like the one thing that I don't know, I mean the wick wasn't, I mean it's small, but it's not too small. Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like that's just one of those probability situations. Watch it like skyrocket up now. But yeah, it was definitely smart to take reduced risk on that. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's, all the trades I took today were sort of half position sizes anyway, because it's Friday. Although when they go in your favor, you think, shit, why didn't I put full position risk in? But
Yeah.
I think I've always noticed Fridays can be a bit volatile sometimes. So
Yeah, for sure.
what's the what's your plans for the weekend like?
Probably not much. I usually don't do too much, to be honest. Just hang out, go to the beach. That's pretty much it.
That sounds pretty solid.
Yeah, what about you, your way?
Yeah, nothing planned actually this weekend. The missus wanted to go out for some food, so I think we'll do that tonight. But yeah, for the rest of the weekend, I was gonna go kind of like rock climbing tomorrow morning actually. Um, on like a not like proper rock climbing, but on a wall inside
Oh, yeah, yeah.
climbing center, and then just gym. But yeah, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I might do the same. Go out, get some dinner tonight. And yeah, I'll probably do some of the same. Hit the gym like usual.
How often do you train every day?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, every day. Yeah, I'm surprised that this happened right here. I'm really surprised about that. That's one of those, the probability wasn't in your favor. It's actually like probably about to start ranging. It's like a range here
Yeah.
on 15 minute.
I think the
Sometimes
idea is given based on what you've said there about seeing it happen before. So
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen it happen a lot of times. It's actually Raja talks about it in one of his market fluidity videos too. But yeah, I've seen that happen a bunch. But yeah, I mean, in hindsight, like for me, based on my rules, I mean that was like the only trade presented this morning. Like this like I even if I didn't take that previous trade, I wouldn't execute a sell on this just because the high was broken.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that on the impulse entries section?
For this like that bullish move.
On Roger's stream?
Yeah.
Not stream, sorry. The the database.
Yeah, you talking about like this move that I was talking about there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he talks about that. It's I think maybe Impulse Entries 2.0 or 3.0, one of those ones.
Yeah. The pattern looks familiar, where you get like a small bearish candle, then followed by a big bullish candle, or vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing I like to do is like, reflect like when I reflect on the trade that the trades that I take, I also try and like look at like what was the better opportunity, like what was the better trade to take. And based on like, me coming to the church at 6:30, this is kind of what I was seeing here. Which based on that, there just like wasn't really anything, that made sense. This was like the only opportunity, but after this candle closes, it's not going to look like it was a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Which like I've noticed that a lot Friday sessions like for New York where you just like nothing really works out.
Yeah, Fridays can be difficult. There was loads of volume today, but I think a lot of that was based on what the UK making some tax cuts. Seemed to.
Yeah, the fundamentals.
Yeah, but you can't always rely on that. A lot of times for Fridays, yeah, it can be a bit, even at the best of times, a bit volatile without fundamentals.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna shut down that stream. See how this candle closes and get on with